I was walking home from the mall holding the shopping bag with one hand, the other shoved into my skirt pocket. I was replaying what had happened right before everyone left, the words that he said to me. Fucking fine. Sorry for going too far. Did he really mean that? I never got to respond to him because the rest of the group was meeting back up again. He just stood up and walked away once everyone was out. A wave of his hand not sparing a glacé. I said my goodbyes and left the mall, making sure no one was following me, and went on my merry way. It was out of character for Bakugo to apologize. Even with the colorful words, I still thought he wasn't going to do it. I'm probably overthinking this, but it would still be nice to know what was happening in that thick head of his. Bakugo this, Bakugo that. Sounds like a dumb crush you have. It was taking all my willpower not to eat the fucker's head. I knew Venom hated the blonde, but it was not the right time to do something so reckless. The League would kill me. And about a crush? I would never. I mean, sure, he is decent looking, but I would never snoop so low for a younger man. I'm also with Dabi, I think. What were we? We never talked about it. Sure, we fucked, but did it mean anything, or was he just taking pity on me? Should I ask him about it? Man, all this thinking is giving me a headache. Looks like we're here, my court companion said as I opened the bar doors. Almost no one was at the bar, just the crusty man and the smoke mom. I said be home by 10, it's almost 11. What took you so long? The blue-hair male rasped out, turning towards me with a small glare. I wasn't all that worried about him. It's not like I may have accidentally let Venom have a snack. His head was good, and a fake hero too. Killing two birds with one stone. Oops, forgot to mention he was dying of hunger, but he doesn't need to know that. Sorry about that. Crossed a black cat on my way here. Had to take the long way home. I leave the bar not wanting to stick around any longer. Today was straining. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. Who knew hanging out with people could be so much work? I needed to get changed, but I'm 100% sure Emma, Ray, and Phil don't want to see me. Should I just go in and get it over with? I'm sure I'll just get yelled at again, and I don't want that child of a boss to find them. Passing the room with a frown, I walked down the hallway to the room I have been staying at for the last couple of days. I considered knocking, but declined the idea right away, knowing full well he would be awake. The door opened with a slight creak as I entered the dimly lit room. He was sitting at the small desk, jumping up and shoving some papers into the drawer when he heard the door open. Toga, I said, get the F.O. Hey Dolly, it's you. His face with anger but turned into almost gentle expression once he knew it was me. I was a bit startled at first from the loudness of his voice, but regained my composure quickly, not too fazed that he would yell at someone who didn't knock. Hey Dib-Dab, I'm going to steal some of your clothes for the night. How have you been? I started a conversation as I set down the shopping bag, starting to look through his stuff for something to put on. Just peachy, how about you? Have fun with your new friends. He coated his voice with sarcasm as he talked about my classmates. I had found what I wanted to wear placing on the bed as I responded. I'm so tired. People are hard to be with. Could you turn around, please? I looked at him right in the eye when I asked him to look away, but I only got a classic smirk. I could, but I don't want to. Why does it matter? I've seen all of you anyway. He crossed his legs one over the other, my face turning pink for remembering the night we had. God damn it. Why do you do this to me? Giving up knowing he'll just look anyway, I face my back to him, taking my shirt off and slipping my skirt down. At this point I had nothing to hide, so may as well give him a show. To be honest, the only thing I grabbed was one of his shirts. They were so big on me that it winced down all the way to my upper thigh. So I picked up the white shirt about to slip my arms through, but dropped it on the ground, making it look like an ascendant. I bent down extra far to make sure I would tease him just a bit more, picking it up and slowly putting it on. I could hear him stand up and make his way over to me, hooking his arms around my waist and whispering in my ear. Did you do that on purpose just to get to me? His voice was low and husky, but I needed to sleep tonight for I had a big day tomorrow. Maybe. I said, booping his nose, making it scrunch up in the process. He just tossed his body onto the bed, staying there for a second on top of me. He looked up at me and grinned, pinching my sides, making twitch and pull away. Dabi, stop, I can't be breath. I exclaimed, trying to push him off. He was way stronger than me, so he continued for a few seconds longer before he stopped tickling me. His head rested on my chest as he hugged me tight. I ran my fingers through his hair, making him hum happily. We stayed like that for a while, not a word being said. It was relaxing to have so quiet time with him. He was so much softer this way. He broke the silence by speaking, blue eyes looking into mine. "I'm not gonna be here when you wake up, stupid mission thing," he said, making my hands stop for only a moment before continuing running my fingers through his soft black hair. "Well, I'll just have to say goodbye now. I won't see you for a few days." Stupid training camp thing. I was a bit sad that I wasn't able to say goodbye to him in the morning, but that's just how life is. "Don't worry, dollface, we'll see each other sooner than you think." With that said, we fell asleep in each other's arms. I was on the bus on my way to the secluded hell of a training camp, sitting beside the sleeping Todoroki. I was looking out the window trying to make time go by faster. Dabi was right when he said we would be gone in the morning. I was alone, but I made it to the school on time, so it wasn't all that bad. I would see him after the camp. The bus stopped at a little viewpoint on a mountain. Everyone was getting off to stretch out legs from the already long trip. The great midget was running around whining about needing a bathroom. Others were wondering why Class 1B was not in sight. There's no point in stopping without a reason. The sleep-deprived teacher said. A black car doors opened, which I don't know was there until now. Eraserhead said a small greeting to the mystery people. I was startled by the very overdone hello that was given. Lock on with these sparkling gazes. "A cat?" Lady said with a colorful magic background. She had brown hair and a red costume. Stingingly cute and cat-like. Another cat girl said, this one with blonde hair and a blue costume. Wild Wild Pussycats. They both yell in union, ending in a strange pose, a little kid beside them looking very unimpressed. Our teacher explained what they were here for. Meet or you're ranting on about who they were. He almost got killed by the blonde one when he mentioned the time they have been working, but the red one quickly to charge. "We own all this land and you will be staying at the bottom of the mountain." She pointed far away where a magical red arrow was, showing us the location. The class began to mutter on how far it was, wondering why we stopped so soon. It clicked for me why we stopped. Some of the others figured it out as well. "Let's get back on the bus, quickly." Everyone agreed. Starting to move back towards the bus, the red cat women smirked a scary smirk. 30 right now. If you're fast, maybe around noon. We all looked at here with fear in our eyes, turning around and running to the bus like our life depended on it. Kitties who don't make it by 12:30 won't get any lunch. We were almost to the bus when the blue cat jumped in front of us, her paws glowing slightly as the ground began to crack. The ground shook and exploded, sending all of us students off a cliff. Venom using his tentacles to land perfectly on my feet, others not having so much luck by landing on their faces. We saw the great perv run into the forest needing to pee when he stoked and looked up in terror. A massive animal-like monster stood in front of the students, attacking Mineta. Midoriya was quick on his feet to save him from the beast. Also the boy with an animal-talking quirk tried to talk to it, failing to do so. Todoroki took action, freezing the mud monster by its feet. It saw and Bakugo went in together, distorting the top half of the thing. The ending blow was done by the green head, letting it fall to the ground defeated. Everyone worked together as they made their way through the he forest. I was off on my own, handling it all on my lonesome. They'll only hold us back. We're way more powerful than them. It was a while after we were tracking through the forest. I saw 2 of the boys getting snuck up on. How have they made it this far with not dying? It may just be because I'm a villain. I always had to watch my back, but this is getting sad. I was already in my costume, swinging from branch to branch, trying to get to the campgrounds before lunch. "Hey, you're both not paying attention. Get your heads out of your asses and get moving." I yelled as I let Venom go beast mode, tearing the big mud beast to bits in a matter of seconds. They both looked at me in shock, mouth slightly open. When I turned towards them, breathing heavily, Venom kindly went into my nice mode. "You'll catch flies like that. Gotta swing." I weakly saluted before leaving them to snap out of it and kill more mud animals. Many times skip. It was almost sundown when we got back, my muscles acing as a low growl from my stomach could be heard. I was so hungry and I really should have eaten before leaving the school, everyone also having the same feeling as me. I was standing in between Shudo and Bakugo, listening to what the blue kitty had to say. I blanked out mid-speech, only snapping out when she pointed to the group I was in. U5. She was getting way overexcited about it, making me shift in my place. In the end, we met the little kid whose name was Coda. I learned he doesn't like heroes and punched the poor broccoli boy in the balls. It was quite funny, but I still felt bad. It was also the first time I saw the blonde boy beside me smile, not his murderous smirks, but a real smile. But it was quickly dismissed by a comment Shadow made, making me laugh as he related the kid to him. The pussycats were kind enough to cook us dinner for the night. Everyone ate until they were sick. I sitting in between Kiri and Bakugo. Why is he always next to me? It was nearing the end of the day and we were all exhausted from today's work, making my head a little weird. Hey Bakugo, you look nice when you smile. You should do it more. He gave me a glacé from the side. I was ready to get yelled at for my little teasing, but didn't get anything of the matter. Katsuki, was all he said, looking away from me. Slight pink could be seen on his ears. How I was so confused on what was happening. He wasn't yelling at me. Call me Katsuki, you call that half and half bastard by his first name, so call me by my first name. He stood up and left after muttering a good night. I had a smile spread across my face. What a jealous fucker. I stood up, waving my hand back and forth, yelling after him. Good night, Katsuki. And I was off to bed as well, the people still at the tables looking at me weird. What a eventful first day at camp. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss anything I post.